Has COVID changed things in the real estate, not just market, but how buyers look at houses? And are those changes likely to stick around, or are they just temporary? We're going to get into that later in the question of the day. What's up, guys? Matt in the hat, Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned in to the hot list. I come to you on Monday through Friday around 12 o'clock Central. Each and every single week, we hang out and talk real estate. We talk properties new to the market with recent price reductions or something unique about the property that I want to share with y'all, want y'all to know. I also answer a question of the day that is submitted by a listener of the podcast. And if you'd like more information on how you can get your question answered, as well as on the show, just hang out with me a few minutes and we will get you some more information. And finally, I recognize and thank a sponsor of the week every single week. This week is going to be no exception. And if you would like more information on how you can get your or potentially get your business as a sponsor of the week, support the hot list, all you got to do is tune in and I'll get those questions answered for you. So as you guys are jumping in here, if you are on Facebook, thank you so much for watching, whether it's live or replay. Let me know how you're catching this. For my YouTubers out there, thank you guys so much for stopping by, hanging out, and supporting the channel. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those bell notifications so as I bring new videos, new content, you guys can come check them out as well. So the property we are talking about today, the address is 32947 South Hoch Road in Lebo. So it's just a few miles down the road. This is a ranch style house, 4-bed, 3.5 bath, does have an attached 2-car garage. It's got 2,280 square feet of finished space, currently listed for $425,000, courtesy of Eck Real Estate. Now, this one is very cool, not just because it's new to the market, not because of the, that it's a ranch and everything that it has going with it. It has 10 acres, it has a pond, and it has a detached shop that's 30 by 50. So very, very cool on the outside. Now, the inside, it's got large kitchen. Kitchen has an island, plenty of cabinet storage. The primary bedroom is huge. It's got its own sitting area in there. It's got a walk-in closet as well as its own bathroom. Now, this house does have the laundry on the main level just off the garage, so you can use it for laundry as well as a mudroom for your convenience. And of course, it's got a walkout basement as well. So for more details, see the pictures for yourself. Make sure you click on the link in the description, and that's going to take you to my website so you can see this house for yourself. While this house is available, it will be on there. Once it goes under contract and sold, of course, it's not going to be on there for you to view at all. So make sure you look at the house. Absolutely amazing. The pond, the shop, the house, all of it together looks phenomenal. And the best part about the house, with 10 acres, it's right off the blacktop, so you don't have to drive any gravel. And we all know that is absolutely awesome and saves some vehicle maintenance as well. And for those watching this on Facebook and YouTube, you didn't get a chance to see my hat. So my hat, as you can see, is in the shape of a Christmas tree with the star on top. I backed off a little bit there so you guys could take a full view at it. I do like this hat. My one complaint about this hat, this particular one is super hot and already starting to sweat as I am wearing it, which is good because, being bald, it's nice to have my head warm this time of year. All right. And before I get to the question of the day, I do want to recognize and thank our sponsor of the week this week, and that is PrairieLand Partners John Deere right here in Emporia. They're located on West Highway 50, just west of town. Their address is 1744 Road F, and you can contact them by dialing 620-342 5,000. And they're your John Deere dealer in this area for new equipment, used equipment, any type of precision ag parts, service. Uh, I've included a link that will take you right to their website so you can check out for yourself, just kind of browse it. For new equipment, you can see what they have on the showroom, different type of tractor packages available, what other type of product lines they carry. You could also build and price your own type of equipment depending on what you are looking for. You know, are you looking for ag, lawn and garden? Maybe you're looking for construction, landscaping, whatever the case may be. If you're looking for new equipment, all you got to do is just build and price it right there. And used equipment, they have a pre-owned inventory list. They've got a hot list of inventory. They have financing available. Plus, you can look at trading in your pre-owned equipment as well. All this you can check out just by clicking on the link in the description, and they would love to get you taken care of and get you serviced and back rolling in the fields, golf course, or maybe it's just home and garden. Whatever the case may be, they've got something for you, so make sure that you check it out. If you are a business owner and want to look at potentially being a sponsor of the week, supporting the hot list, all you have to do, no matter where you're listening to this, just drop me a comment, let me know you want some additional information, and we can have a conversation about what it takes to qualify to be a sponsor of the week. Not everybody is a sponsor of the week. I do have to say no to some people because we just don't mesh well for business reasons. And that's why I have that screening process in place. So if you'd like more information, all you got to do is drop me a comment wherever you're listening to this, Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, LinkedIn, or Spotify, and we'll have a conversation and get you some more information. That brings us to my favorite portion of the day, and that is the question of the day. The question of the day is submitted by a listener of the podcast every single day, Monday through Friday. And thanks to you guys for your questions, I've been able to do this going on just over a year now. And so please keep those questions coming because they not only educate me, I in turn get to educate many of y'all as well that ask these questions or, don't fully understand something. You're willing to put yourself out there and get those questions answered. I not only answer the question for you, use those questions for video content just like this one. And I love doing it. It is absolutely awesome. So question of the day. Has COVID changed how buyers traditionally look for houses? Well, I would think that's pretty obvious at this point because since it's been 9 months since COVID happened and the shelter in place essentially took effect for most locations, thankfully some locations have been lifted, not all. And we do have news that there are vaccines being delivered nationwide. Right now, I will hold my opinion on those vaccines, but with those in the news, hopefully there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel for the 6 foot plus social distancing, shelter in place, all of this leading to a pandemic that can come to an end, hopefully in the near future. What we've learned during this year and how we've had to adapt to have movies still continue to be released as well as shows, restaurants, and even real estate has all been affected and had to adapt to 2020. The pandemic has accelerated much of the shift that was needed in real estate, which in turn has made not only our lives easier as agents, but your lives easier as buyers, sellers, or investors. What I mean by accelerated, because what that has really done, there has been buyers traditionally that have had features in their mind that they would like to have or nice to have that have now kind of made that leap over to the essential part of it. So today, what we're talking about to help answer that question, we're going to talk about the top 4 changes in real estate most likely to stick around. Number 1, so long big city, hello suburban lifestyle. Now, it goes without saying that 2020, again, has changed the way we view our homes and what we want from our homes as well. So, when the shelter in place happened at the beginning, this turned out to be a great way to find out just how much you really loved your home or you didn't. And while working remote means more options, and you're safer working from home, a lot of people learned there was many things about their current homes that they just didn't like. Turns out the biggest wake up for this year is people who justified the expense of the city life suddenly saw those perks and advantages of the suburban suburban lifestyle, because most of the people in the city either live in lofts, apartments, condos, and had limited access to going outside. So looking at the burbs, great movie by the way, just quick side note. You with having a yard, houses being spaced apart, you could still get outside and get some fresh air and not lose your sanity. Now, what usually is the case, young people grow up, start families, leave the cities for the suburbs. That's that's nothing new. That's traditional. However, COVID actually accelerated this trend in 2020. According to Realtor.com, most of the nation's largest metropolitan areas saw buyers leaving those areas sooner. So buyers spent more time checking the suburbs around those cities than actually the homes that were near and closer to where they currently lived or where they currently worked. And as a side effect of that, the asking price of homes in the suburban areas shot up quickly as well. Now, if employers continue to allow employees to work remotely, that suburban shift that we saw in 2020 is most likely to stick around. Number 2, technology makes house hunting more convenient. Now, that's not much of a stretch. We all know technology, when it works, it's absolutely awesome. People love it. And this year, technology has come a long way in a short amount of time. Historically, online searches have been the basic first step for many buyers for years, whether it's Zillow, Trulia, Realtor, whatever it is, Redfin, whatever it is you guys use or has been used, that's traditionally where that first step has been started. This year, thankfully, real estate agents were declared essential. Again, in most areas, not everywhere, but as being declared essential to help keep the economy going, help keep buyers and sellers, and not let another 2008 recession happen. Now, other workers that were considered non-essential, often for weeks at a time, were actually forced to start looking online for those homes. And a lot of them found what they were looking for. Even in some cases, I didn't have any myself. I've talked to a number of agents that did, but there were a number of cases out there where buyers actually purchased the home sight unseen, either just looking at it online through a virtual tour or having the agent do a video walkthrough through FaceTime. Whatever it was, that was the most they saw until they moved into that house. Now, don't get me wrong. I know this can help streamline a lot of the process, helps eliminate what you don't like looking through the houses online. those that may look in rough condition or with bad pictures. Keep in mind, some things are hard to see online, and there's some things that you do need to see in person and not online. And those times you do have to rely on your agent if it's something that you're not able to see in person. So there is a little bit of give and take as far as that part goes. Number 3, buyers have come to expect more from their homes. Hopefully, we do and are able to return to schools, work, and the gym at some point in the near future, once everybody's healthy, safe, and we figure out how this works. If 2020 has taught us anything, there's going to be a new normal, and it may or may not be possible to return to school or work in a full-time or part-time manner. What this means for buyers going forward is they're going to be paying closer attention to homes that have plenty of space, not just for working remotely, but for their kids as well, for their kids' schooling. Maybe it's exercising, or even getting outdoors and getting in the sun and getting a little fresh air. We've talked on the podcast many times that right now millennials are the largest group of home buyers. So with that, it makes sense that the preferences that they have right now are actually going to be shaping the home buying process and expectations, as well as its future to come. What this will mean for sellers, the sellers will need to get their homes ready for the new generation's expectations. Like it or not, that seems to be the new norm going forward. For example, in 2020, homes that had an office or space for an office often sold quicker and for more money than homes without an office. Also, homes that had some type of smart technology like touchless faucets, lights, locks, not only was a convenience factor, but cut down on potential cross-contamination, which made those buyers feel safer, and those sellers' houses were more attractive to those buyers. And that brings us finally to number 4. Homeowners now are more self-reliant. With the shelter in place, many of us had to rely on ourselves as homeowners, not just, and this is because, the DIY projects that we like to do just for a hobby or to fill free time also became a way for many of us to reduce our exposure to others and make simple upgrades on our own, as well as some basic home maintenance. We all learned a lot this year, and because we've developed some of those skills, we are less likely to contact someone in the future. Not to mention, as a homeowner, this helps your bottom line as well. This self-reliance is not just for the basic home maintenance, like I mentioned. Many actually discovered how to garden again. So they were actually growing their own fruits, their own vegetables. They were getting out into that fresh air, getting their kids involved, creating that family time while helping reduce the stress level. And not to mention, I think we all know that homegrown fruits, veggies taste way better than store bought, and it's hard to go back to that store bought after you've had your own. So those are the top 4 changes in real estate that are likely to stick around going forward. I am curious, for everybody watching this or listening to this, what was something that you did this year as a homeowner, or what was a skill that you learned this year as a homeowner that you had to do yourself and not have to rely on somebody else or not have to call somebody else? I'm curious and would love to know what you guys learned. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, tuning into the Hot List. Again, my name is Matt Johnson with Keller Williams Realty. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. Y'all have a phenomenal Monday and tune in for Tuesday's market update. Take care.